Welcome back everyone, my name is Eltimar and we're going to be continuing our Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous. Where we left off last time, we were talking to a kobold, and we're heading off to Heaven's Edge in this video. I did respec our group a tiny bit. You might notice that we no longer have a raptor, but we do have two... Is one a wolf and one a dog, or are they both wolves? They're both wolves. We have two wolves now. We changed our characters around a little bit. So Camellia is again still the hunter. She still has her 1-level spirit hunter because she has to. And then we also have a secret huntsmaster inquisitor as opposed to a war priest. And the reason for that is I wanted a second pet because they're really good. And wolves especially are really, really powerful. So we have Fenrir and Lupa, who are my two wolves of choice. One is slightly better than the other because it has buffs from Camellia, because she's a hunter. She gets that one, basically bull's strength for her pet. So it's slightly more powerful than the other one. We failed to sneak past our enemies. That should be fine. Let's take a look at how well this group can do in combat.
The last one for me.
What is that? A Nelfishni. Along with some succubus. This is actually a tough fight. This could go really badly for us, actually. Alright, well, no. Okay. We're gonna do this. So, those guys are going there. But Fenrir himself is going there. Nenio is going to cast haste because we are desperately going to need haste here. We are going to be in bad shape. This is going to suck. What can we cast right now that might give us a little bit of oomph? It's not a communal resist energy. She's doing haste. We have normal resist energy and we have protection from alignment communal. Okay, so we'll do protection from evil communal and we'll hope for the best. Oh my god, he killed him in a one hit. Look at this. Claw hit, 25 damage. Claw critical hit, 51 damage. Cleaves Regil and then hits our main character for 40 damage. What is this plus to hit? 19 isn't the worst. Okay, 19 to hit is actually pretty high, but let's try this one more time. I think we can win this. Worst case, we just go back to our quick save and we try this again, but hopefully don't get the Nelfishni. How are we going to do this fight? Oh god, I didn't mean to unpause. Haste. What's your armor class? Okay, so yeah, he actually doesn't have the armor class to deal with this without spells. Instantly killed. Okay, so what we're going to do is just go back to here. That is a rough random encounter. Like, that is too much. And you can't pre-buff in the world map, so it doesn't really help your situation at all. Also, we don't really have anyone with good stealth, I don't think. Stealth 8's not the worst. Stealth 15, we should be fine for stealth. Alright, we're gonna quick save. We get that same encounter again. We saw the encounter this time though. We can evade it or we can attack. I'm gonna no, we can't save. We just saved like a second ago, so let's fight it. We should be back a bit and can pre-buff ahead of time. Because when you see the ambush, you can actually like.
Let's prove their logic is
oh, they're just giant spiders. This is much less. Oh, there's an ash giant as well. Well, it was less intense, and then it got more intense. Why are my people not attacking? Go fight something. Just go. Okay, this should sort itself out. Except for that hurt. And he died. Our armor class is so bad without spell. We should just get a mage armor on him really quickly to start with. Before he runs in. Everyone else can run in, you stay out of this. And we'll just haste and then we'll mage armor. And we'll send him in. And we'll get shield on too. Actually, we have mirror image. We don't want to waste our mirror image, just get one of our shields. Why is no one... Why aren't you fighting? Are you broken? Okay, you're going. That's fine. Haste is on. So for some reason our AI is not doing its thing. Our pet's gonna die, but we can rest to get it back. Let's kill this guy as quickly as possible. Ash giant die. And that should be the end of the fight, basically. Alright. Problem solved, everything's dead. What's the Ash Giant got for stuff? He's got a great club. Super unimpressive. Our pets did take some damage.
Smile. The world's not
But didn't die. I'm actually okay with this. That was a terrible heal. That was even worse. Let's try one more time. Man, we get some bad rolls. Alright, fine. Anyways, we successfully killed those. We didn't get the Nelfshni, which is fine. It was a little bit rough. I don't think if we could win. Well, I mean, fully buffed, we might have been able to do it with mirror image, blurs, and all that stuff. Anyways, off to Heaven's Edge. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Nice. Alright. So this is a lot of reading. There's no combat in this area, so we don't have to worry about that. We're here. And we're fatigued, but that's fine.
My not so numerous, but nonetheless dearest guests. About a year ago at my last birthday party, I assured you all that I nurtured a deep-seated hatred for boring people who give protracted speeches in the misplaced belief that their inner thoughts are of any interest to anyone but themselves. Now I am a whole year older and also a full-fledged crusader, an honorable position that requires me to be as dull, pedantic, and vexing as I possibly can. Therefore, a speech it is.
Darren's face is impossible to read. He has his usual half-smirk fixed in place, his eyes gleaming with excitement, but his anxious gaze wanders for just a moment too long before he begins his speech.
The revered cleric Nestrin, my guardian and tutor, often told me that those who live a sinful life may expect to join the abyssal hordes after they die. This is why their path is the most despicable of all. A part of their soul may return to Mendev in the abominable form of a demonic invader. Every time we see a demon, we might as well think about it. What if this wretched creature used to be your great-great-grandfather? What if certain parts of this pointy-tailed beauty used to belong to your pious cousin? They say that the demons represent the sins of the souls they are made of. Succubi emerge out of lustful souls. Vandals turn into Abracandilu. Gluttons become Nabasu. I, for one, am determined to commit as many different sins as possible, so that the distributive mechanism of the abyss breaks when it tries to decide what to do with my soul.
I see.
You, my dearest guests, will be my assistants in this complicated task. Eat, drink, and indulge yourselves in whatever vices you can. Let nobody leave this house as righteous as they entered it. Live every day like it's your last. After all, nobody knows when that day will arrive, do they?
Darren smirks, finishes his wine, and tosses the glass to the ground. And a handful of people clap. Alright, Leoder's coming to talk to us. How interesting, Inquisitor Leoder whispers in your ear from behind. Did you find anything interesting? Nothing really, just took note of a few things. I attempted to find out whether anything unusual or mysterious has happened to the Count over the last 10 years. During my conversation with his acquaintances, two people noted that he never speaks of the revered Nestrin, the priest of Iamade who was his guardian and tutor, yet he just mentioned Nestrin in his speech, whatever that may mean. He told me you tried to find out if anything odd had happened to Darren over the last 10 years. Some of his servants complained about strange occurrences in the house, like objects moving by themselves or candles going out. Of course, that could simply be the figment of their imagination. It's also very well known the Count often invites various spellcasters to entertain him and encourages them to use their magic in mischievous ways. Practically the whole of Mendev knows the story about the three drunk wizards and their teleportation race across the roofs of Canabris after a party at the Count's house. What I'm trying to say here is that any fluctuations in residual magic at this house are not at all surprising. But there was the matter of the abduction, however. A gang of bandits kidnapped the Count, hoping for a ransom, but the only reward they got was death. Afterwards, the Count told everyone that he had hired the bandits himself as a joke. The other mercenary squad that freed him and executed the bandits was also in his employ. Nobody really wanted to delve too deeply into the case after confirming the identities of those wretched cutthroats, but there was one disturbing fact about it all, and I don't mean the Count's bizarre idea of fun. The mercenaries who supposedly freed him had also cut off the bandits' heads after they had already killed them. Their heads were cut off. You mean the bandits who attacked Darren? Yes, perhaps I wouldn't have even noticed the detail had I not visited Heaven's Edge right after the tragic incident. I remember that we also found several headless bodies, both of guests and demons. We thought they had been decapitated during the fight. My companions have been finding severed heads among my belongings recently. Strangely, things like this weren't a problem before Darren joined the party. What? That's an alarming coincidence. Now we have another reason to conduct an investigation. It's crucial we found out what had happened at that tragic feast. What do we need to do, Inquisitor? Now that's the hardest part. I need to dive deep into the past of this place, which requires casting several spells all over some time. It would be very convenient for me if nobody interrupted the process, especially the Count himself. I don't think he remembers my face, but a suspicious stranger casting unknown spells might attract his attention. All in all, what I want you to do is to distract the master of the house. Right now, he is playing host in the very place I would like to start with. I understand. Good luck. Come back when the Count leaves. I will tell you everything I managed to find out. Maybe even show you something. I already know how to deal with all of this stuff, so let's just look around, grab some loots. Grab some wine, which is important for our quest, and then we're just going to talk to some people. Just see what they're doing here at the party. There's a couple guards over here. Wendwog's over here. She says, the Golden Boy invited us all here for a grand feast, as if we were part of his own tribe. Interesting. Our monk is much faster. So Zeal. I can imagine how lovely this manor must have been before the war. I yearn to set up my easel in one of the pleasant little alcoves and paint to my heart's content. Well, that's lovely. Zelo, it's up. You never know when or if you'll get another chance to rest and have some fun during wartime. I'd rather take my chance while I can. Camellia. I adore this estate. So much beauty, so many quiet nooks. Virgil, this estate could be remade into a formidable defensive outpost. It should be expropriated for the sake of the war effort, and the owners compensated after victory is secured. Not exactly a good thing to do. Well, I mean, it's important sometimes, but everything here is so sparkly. I'm just gonna take a look at this thing and put it right back, honest. I don't like it in here. The party is stupid.
No, backwards!
The psychological premise for mortals' attraction to sites of mass murder or gluttony. Which article for my encyclopedia should I focus on? Gluttony. Anyways, let's go move Darren on. Darren, who's been watching the guests with an unreadable expression, turns his head to you and says in a casual tone, like he's continuing a conversation that was interrupted. I've always considered myself an aesthete. Aesthete? Whatever, I don't know how to pronounce that or what it is. Not a hero. When doomsday comes, I thought I'd pour myself a glass of 100-year-old wine, sit in the front row, and watch the world burn. Playing the violin was also an option. Now I'll be damned if I know how I ended up in the 5th Crusade. How did I become the companion of the hero chosen by Iomade? Perhaps this is your... no. Yeah, perhaps this is your chance to finally do something worthwhile. What do you want me to do then? Dance a waltz on Dresden's ramparts with a charming courtesan? Sounds worthwhile to me. Oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, spilling wine on his suit. And did you also not mean to ruin a suit that costs more than a thoroughbred? Don't fret. I have a spare, just you wait. When I return, I shall look even more stunning. Bye, Darren. Let's go get the first spell going. And everyone moves inside, leaving us out here to cast a spell, which nobody notices, which is weird. I see that you did your part, Commander, thank you. Now get ready to watch and listen closely. I will unravel the past of this place and try and show you whatever I find. Alrighty, here we go. The hum of voices, laughter, and music fills your mind. Then the visions come, fragmented and hazy at first. They eventually coalesce to reveal a single face. It is a woman of stunning beauty, heavenly beauty, and her delicate features instantly tell you who she is. The family resemblance to Darren is obvious. My dear guests, the Lady of Heaven's Edge welcomes all of you today. I hope this day is as bright for you as it is for me, because on this day, my only precious, sometimes arrogant, but utterly beloved child was born. A child is usually a reflection of their parents and caretakers. Countess, will you allow the humble tutor of this young man to address the guests and the man of the hour as well? A new face appears. It is a handsome old man with a strong, dignified posture and a voice that emanates power. Can't we just have one day without your sermons? It's my birthday after all. 10 years ago, the young Darren had an utterly angelic appearance. His table manners and expression lacked the dignity of a true angel, however. Day, I'm sure the revered Nestrin only wanted to hug you and offer you his best wishes on your birthday. Wait, what? What's that noise? The shrill laughter rings in your ears and reverberates in the base of your skull. In the vision, a Lilitu appears before the guests of the estate and gives them an exaggerated, scornful bow. The sorceress of evil has come to your celebration, mortals. Did you prepare a treat for me too? What do you want, spawn of the abyss? I've already done everything I wanted to. Hey, you doddering old cleric, look around. Don't you notice anything odd? The plague is in your wine, in your food, in the air around you, in your blood. Soon you will all die. Pray to your pathetic goddess and call upon your healing powers all you want, but they're not gonna help you. Nothing will help you. I will give you a chance to see it yourselves, and when I return, the grave realization will have already sunk its teeth into your throats. Oh, how I love watching mortals in their final desperate hours. The demon finishes her speech with an air kiss to Darren, making him freeze in horror, and disappears. And everyone disappears. Leodor shakes his head and slowly exhales, rubbing his temples. The first appearance of the disease and the Lilitu, one of the many sisters of the accursed Minago. So far, everything I've seen matches the official version of events. Who were the people in the vision? Countess Selena Arendelle was Darren's mother, and one of the most beautiful women in the history of Mendev. She was an Aasimar, just like her son. The old man is the esteemed cleric Nestrin, our count's guardian and tutor. He was well known for his unfaltering faith and iron will. I was only passing acquaintances with him, so I can't tell you anything more than that. I didn't recognize the others, but Darren told me that the first victims of the disease were his second cousin and the cousin's wife hailing from the eastern border. Surely the cleric could have done something. Can't say for certain, but I believe there's nothing he could have done. Magical diseases are already difficult enough to cure, and this plague struck very fast indeed. Now we must find out what happened next. What now? I can sense the aftershocks of some very strong emotional outbursts and memories somewhere in the west wing of the home. Something must have happened in one of the rooms, so please check if anyone is in there and distract them. If
what's in wait for me there, I wonder?
I know there's a knowledge world check over here, which we should be able to get. We'll quick save before trying it, but... Alright, let's see what happens. Bloop, worked. There are occasional traces of older masonry and foundations. It looks like the building was reconstructed several times. We should probably go talk to some of the people in here just to see what they have to say. Nothing super important, but it's just some flavor text. I wonder why the demons who attacked Heaven's Edge chose plague as their weapon. It was so unimaginative. That's one good den. The Golden Boy's ancestors must have been powerful, given that their kin is still prosperous. Nenio. Compulsive food consumption may be a symptom of several serious neurological disorders. It may also indicate the food in question boasts exceptional palatability. Both this place and its owner make me think how deceptive appearances can be, but I cannot deny that the wine here is very good. I don't think I underestimate the importance of quality rest for soldiers, but this revelry really isn't rest, it's decadence.
Wherever my legs carry me.
See what you got. Fun and frolics may shield us from the horror and despair, but one should use this shield sparingly. There we go. There's also some quick things to grab over here. It's just elemental essences. They're not worth a whole lot. Can't go in any of these rooms, unfortunately. So I don't know where Ember is. Ember? Oh, there she is at the table. There's so much food here. If I let Set eat everything she wants, she'll become twice as fat and won't be able to fly anymore. That's true. Alright. There's a weird cold iron masterwork orc double axe. It's quite the lengthy phrase for an axe, but that's fine. Bunch of extra loot. There's a shield here we're not going to pick up because it's actually just a normal heavy shield and is garbage. I just saw a portrait of Darren's mom, so she was an Aasimar too. Some people get a celestial bloodline, tons of money, and a title, while others get horns and a slap in the face. The door's been sealed and looks like it hasn't been opened in quite some time. We're gonna see if there is a perception check in here. But we did it successfully. It seems there's a hidden cache inside the wall. You can see a keyhole among the decorations. Unfortunately, I don't know way to actually get it.
Forwards! No, backwards. Backwards!
Maybe we come back for it later on. Or something like that. Might be part of a future quest. We're gonna loot the rest of the room, including this these gump bracers. They are healer bracers. They're really, really good for a melee healer. We're gonna give them to Darren no matter what because oh wait, he's got bracers on, and they're locked. Why is this equipment locked?
You know nothing of style, do you?
Interesting. Anyways, okay. Darren arches a brow at you, but he doesn't seem to be disturbed in the slightest by your entrance. He's not trying to cover up or get dressed any further. Or faster. Commander, I assume that you have an urgent matter that requires my attention. I am absolutely confident that you won't be able to persuade Soziel to draw a portrait of you. A nude portrait, that is. That sounds like a fine idea. Our cleric will surely turn down a direct request, but if I tell him that we can sell the portrait at a charity auction, why have I never thought about selling my nudes portraits at a charity auction? It will cause a huge scandal, but it will also be for a good cause. This will give those god botherers something to complain about. You've given me a brilliant idea. Sometimes I regret being me and coming up with these ideas. That's not the greatest idea I've ever made. It's fine. I see you're able to do as I asked. Prepare yourself. This vision might be rather difficult to watch. Or not. Who knows? Young Darren stands motionless by the Countess's bed. His face is pale with fear, and for good reason. His mother's heavenly beauty is gone. Her smile, once beaming with vitality and happiness, looks more like the grimace of a corpse. Only her golden hair still glows, a sad reminder of the healthy young woman she was just a few hours ago. Mother, can you hear me? Mother? Day, my boy, how did you get here? The Countess's voice is failing. Don't come any closer. This disease. Mother, listen. The revered Nestrin has sealed the gates. He says he won't let anyone leave the estate. If the plague reaches the larger settlements, nobody will be able to stop it. He claims this is why the demons attacked us in the first place. They knew we would call upon the strongest clerics to heal us, and those clerics would catch the disease and die as well. The fat baron and his family tried to escape, but 3 armed paladins barred their way and said they would not let them go. Mother, we need help. Canabras is full of clerics, wizards, and demons. No who else. They might know how to stop it. We need to get there as soon as possible. We must obey the revered Nestrin. We are the lords of Mendiv, and we must protect our people. If the plague, if it reaches Canabras, thousands of innocent people will die. I don't care about any innocence. Darren's voice rises to a shout. You're ill, Mother. You're dying. You must tell them to open the gates and take you to Canabras. They won't listen to me, but you are the lady of the state. They can't refuse you. I can't. I must. Please leave, my dearest. Don't lose hope. You can still... A convulsion overtakes the Countess's body. Her last words are swallowed by a long, guttural groan. Leodor warily rubs his temples, but his face is unreadable. Now I have an answer to one of my many questions. Nobody went to Canabras in search of help, because the revered Nestrin didn't let them. He valued the safety of the city more than the lives of his flock at the estate. What a difficult choice it must have been. Was there really no other choice? Who can say now? They could have sent one of the paladins to bring help from Canabras, assuming the Knight of God was immune, the Knight of God was immune to the disease. Perhaps Nestrin thought that he might need them to maintain order, or perhaps he understood that the demons would not allow anyone to leave anyways. Or maybe the plague was so strong that it can mow down even the most righteous warriors. We will never know if any of those hypotheses are true. Leodor rubs his chin thoughtfully. I've never been in the revered Nestrin's position, but I know the price of difficult decisions, especially those you have to make quickly. I have no right to judge him, but we must continue our investigation. The next site I'd like to examine is the Great Hall. That's where we found the remains of Nestrin and the demons. I assume that he killed them in a confrontation, but we must make sure of that. Please help me clear the area so we can study it. I'm dreading going into this room. They're arguing, okay. Stop trying to talk me into this. You have neither heart nor conscience, Darren. Even the noble idea of charity becomes a farce when you touch it.
What's in wait for me there, I wonder?
Both this... Oh, this is the same conversation path. Can we talk more, Darren? I don't think these so-called innocents will suffer from knowing that their money and medicine came from my sinful silhouette.
This way.
Okay, they've separated. Now maybe I can talk to the Count. There's a feverish gleam in Darren's eyes, owing to either tipsiness or some overabundance of emotion. Oh, there, Eltimar. That rotter Soziel refused to sketch me in the nude for charity, but it didn't upset me too much. The faces he made while I was explaining the idea to him were well worth it. He looked very much like a pious matron being confronted with a talking male organ, one that was 2 feet long and being held aloft by a pair of golden angel wings. How are you enjoying my party? Having a good time? Yeah, it's going alright. At least someone here is having fun. Fine, let's change the subject. I thought the unique ambiance of Heaven's Edge and the fact that we're on the very border of the world wound would make this celebration special. I thought the past would resurface and make itself known. Darren smirks bitterly. Well, it seems even ghosts don't wish to attend my parties anymore. What can we do to liven up the evening? You know what I think? I think it's time for a drinking contest. Ah, yes, the tried and trusted method for salvaging a dull party. For salvaging anything, actually. I'm ready, but who's my companion? Regil. No. You can provide an 8-paragraph handwritten rationale explaining why ordering me to participate in such debauchery is outside your purview, Commander. Me, of course. What's this? The Commander himself, the hero of Canabras, the chosen one, is challenging me to a drinking contest? I'm in. Let's drink until one of us falls unconscious or begs for mercy. Damn it, Regil, I need your help on this one. I don't know what my constitution is on this character. I don't remember. That was just a little warm-up, I say. Up for more? Let's go. Whoa, are we done here? Are you ready for another round? Let's continue. I'm a magist, I should be able to handle some alcohol, right? My grandfather, or maybe my great-grandmother, put this bottle in the family cellar. So why did it fail the scion of the illustrious Erendane in his time of need? Darren looks a bit unsteady on his feet. I don't feel very well. Hey everyone, let's go back outside. I need some fresh air in my lungs. I drank it, no problem. Took it like a champ. Here we are again, Commander. Leodor looks grim but focused, so let's take another glimpse at the past. A ripple of laughter flows through the hall. It begins as a sweet, charming chuckle, but then turns into a rasping cackle that makes Darren huddle even deeper into his corner. Why are you running from me, my sweet prince? Come on, let me touch you. I'll give you... The booming voice of an old man dressed in Iomedaean robes shakes the walls of the hall. Get away from him, demon! Let the boy go. By the blade of the inheritor, you touch him only over my dead body. You are a pathetic old cleric. Are you the guardian of this charming little prince? Well, you guarded him in vain. The disease is already circulating in his blood. He will soon rot before your very eyes. You won't be able to help him, and I can at least make sure his death is beautiful, clean, and sweet. The demoness turns her eyeless face to Darren and licks her lips. A coarse laugh escapes the young man's throat. We'll see about that. Leodor turns to you in astonishment. Droplets of sweat glisten on his temples. Something is wrong, Commander. My spells are not working as expected. It's as if some supernatural explosion occurred here 10 years ago. Blending everything together, the magical auras, the emotions, the memories. I will try again to read it. Continue. Give me a moment to focus. I will try to channel my visions and feelings to you as accurately as possible. Darren, my boy, what's going on? Leodor's muscular shoulders begin to shake. The vision he's channeling does not change, but you feel something enormous and chilling suddenly infiltrate the reality around you. The presence of this nameless being becomes almost palpable. Some alien entity is talking to him. Hurry, old cleric, stop him right now. Do you really want to see what happens when... Save me? Can you save me? The presence thickens into something more tangible. The entity is silent, but you feel your blood pulsing in your temples, and each beat brings a new image, or rather a new notion. Help brings a feeling of relief and safety. Exchange makes the pulse stronger and more demanding. Gate and secret come immediately after. The images become heavier, almost visible. Secret, keep the secret, otherwise death. Death, death, death. The gruesome images whirl through your mind, filling it with pain and fear. Then it all starts again. Help, exchange, secret, death. Nestrin stretches out his shaking hands, suddenly looking like a doddering old man instead of a mighty cleric of beautiful holy power. Darren, wait, the thing you're about to let loose is even worse than these demons. Darren's body is quivering like a taut bowstring. His eyes dart from cleric to the demoness, who is frantically casting protective spells. Demons, saints, I'm so fed up with all of you. Burn! Oh no, Leodor. Leodor opens his eyes with a groan and then gets back on his feet. His legs are wobbly, his eyebrow is cut, but he seems not to notice. Sincere sorrow is written on his face, as well as a strong hint of horror. What a misfortune, what a disaster. Everything is far worse than I imagined. Alright. Strained, the emotions, they overwhelmed me and made me feel like an agitated youngster. It's nothing really. I will not be able to cast any spells for the rest of the day, but aside from that, I'm fine. Do you understand what happened 10 years ago? The Inquisitor slowly exhales through clenched teeth and says in a low voice, still massaging his temples, yes and no. Damn it, my thoughts are astray. I'll try to explain everything to you in full detail. Many living things are capable of performing the most extraordinary feats, good or bad, when a deadly threat looms over them. 10 years ago, the young Count found himself cornered in every sense of the word, and he allowed some alien entity to intercede for him. It frightens me that all my experience as an Inquisitor is completely useless in this case. It does not resemble anything I've heard or read about. This entity, I think I will call it the Other, possesses uncanny power. It was capable of instantly killing 3 greater demons, a mighty cleric, and a host of other mortals. You saw everything yourself. What is worse is that this entity, this Other, is still here. Leodor takes a long pause. His gaze is drawn to the chamber where all the guests are laughing and dancing. Darren's eloquent voice rises above the music for a moment. He's asking someone to bring more wine and add more logs to the fire. I don't know what exactly this creature is, but I know what it did to the Count. It turned him into a living gateway. The Other is not inside the Count's body. It is not directly controlling his mind. That's why there are no obvious signs of possession, but it is looking through his eyes. It treats him like a window into our world, and it can instantly step through to wreak whatever havoc it desires. Does Darren know about this? Yes, of course he does. Did you hear what the Other tried to convey to us? Help in exchange for a secret. Death to those who know the truth. It wants us to have an opportunity to use the Count, or it wants to have an opportunity to use the Count as a gateway without anyone knowing. That's what made Darren deny that he remembered anything about the conclusion of the events at Heaven's Edge. What does it want? That's the strangest thing about it all. It came to this world 10 years ago and it's still here, right? All this time it's been watching us through the eyes of the Count. Had it, for instance, wanted to kill Her Majesty the Queen, it would have had plenty of opportunities to do so. The Count can get close to practically every influential figure in Mendev, but the other refuses to act, or its interests lie in other spheres. Did the other kill everyone then? The disease was not to blame? Not everyone, just Nestrin, his paladins, and the few remaining guests. Damn it, I know that it was the work of a mysterious, omnipotent entity, but it still stings. I was here 10 years ago and I didn't check everything personally, and those who did failed to sense that something was wrong. Could the other be the reason why my companions keep finding severed heads among their belongings back in Canabras? Seems fairly likely. I'm almost certain you're right. People tend to lose their heads when they get too close to the Count. Anyway, I do apologize, that was inappropriate. Perhaps your gruesome findings are the heads of some cultists who tried to kidnap the Count during the Canabras slaughter, or perhaps they provoked the other in some other way. But to do something, yes. Now I understand Father Nestrin perfectly. I must make a crucial decision despite a dearth of information. The Inquisitor falls silent for a moment. He looks you right in the eye. Commander, first and foremost, I must apologize to you. Second, I must ask you to keep this secret. Why? As soon as the Count finds out that we know a secret, the other will understand it as well. We do not know what it is, and what exactly is the scope of its powers, but we do know that it would dispose of anyone who might reveal its existence. I've made a decision. Leodor says gravely, I will not tell anyone about the discovery we made, not even the Queen or my superiors. Instead, I'll immediately go to Nerosian and sift through all the archives of the Inquisition in order to find out what exactly we're dealing with and how it can possibly be defeated. I may also make some cautious inquiries in other places, including Absalom. Still, I will not reveal the truth until I found at least some reliable information. I'm asking you to do the same. Specifically, do not say a single word about our investigation of the Count himself. Fine. You made the right choice. I recommend that you go back to the guests and spend the rest of the evening as you please. Anything else might raise suspicions. I must leave immediately in search of knowledge, and we all need so desperately. Farewell, Commander. May the light of Iamade guide your path, and Leodor Hawkblade will try to keep your path to triumph clear of any unwanted guests. And that's pretty much it for this place. I don't think anything else happens here, Darren. We were the very best guests he could wish for. That's pretty nice. And yeah, we can just leave whenever we want to. But we're going to call it a video here. In the next video, we're going to head to the other area that we have available. I'll take a look here. It is really quickly going to look. The underground hideout. We need to kill this fort first. And I think we can move our army, right? So let's just see what our other armies are doing. This army needs to meet up with our first army. So let's do that. Going to come up here to there. And then this army is going to move up to here. We're going to merge these two. A few more soldiers to join the crusade. And what else do we have? We have the Hell Knights sitting up there. We haven't bought the other Hell Knights because we can't really afford them. We're going to see if we can reach this thing. I don't think we're going to be able to. It's going to be close, but I'm pretty sure we're not going to have enough movement. We might be able to reach this demon army, though. It should be a pretty easy army for us to kill. Based on spell. Oh yeah, easy. Got some ghouls, some cultist fires, no fighters, no big deal. Let's get rid of the ghouls first. Pew, dead entirely. One whole kill. We should really replace the rangers at some point. We'll work on that later. Nothing's gonna be in range this turn, so nothing. Actually, that would have been darn. Let's go shoot that one. That didn't kill as many as I'd hoped, in all honesty. Pew. That killed a good amount, though. Oh, we got a morale bonus. That is good. Okay, we're fine now. We can't reach them. Let them move up, and the clerics can kill them. Or not. Not quite. We'll use one more firebolt than this. Or possibly end it. Yeah, okay, good. The range on that spell is so high. I don't think we gained a level. Got 1,500 finance points. Sweet deal. I'm out of movement, so we can't quite reach the fort. So the next time we'll reach the fort, and then we'll head down to underground hideout. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. Don't actually remember what is there, but we'll take a look. Like always though, if you have any suggestions or comments, please let them below. Others will see you next time. Take care.